school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the visiting Valley Christian Vikings against the host Pinole Valley Spartans. Valley Christian comes into tonight's game with an overall record of 6-2. They are 2-2 in league play, while the home team Pinole Valley is 3-5 overall, but like their opponent tonight, they are also 2-2 in league play. Now these two teams are new league rivals or opponents. I don't think they've gained rivalry status yet, but they are part of the newly formed league this year in the East Bay area, one of two newly formed leagues, and we'll talk about them a lot tonight, especially this one that they are a part of, these two teams, and that is the Tri-County League, which has been split up into two divisions. There is the Rock Division and the Stone Division, and if you can kind of guess based on the names of those divisions, the Rock is supposed to be the harder, more tougher division, the more competitive division, whereas the Stone Division are these schools that they're still working out their kinks, maybe a little bit smaller in school size, and don't quite have as much talent as the other schools in the Rock Division do. So for Valley Christian, a school that was in a little league known as the Bay Football League, to move up into this Tri-County League, head coach John Perella very happy about that, very happy about the kind of competition he's going to be stepping up to play. And, I think he's pretty happy with his record at 6-2. So, folks, we're going to take a break, and we'll get back to this after. They're going to do the national anthem here. Folks, you're listening to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
All right, folks, Michael Smith back with you here. Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from Pinole, California, just outside the suburbs of Richmond, California. I'm Michael Smith on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. I have no partner tonight, but please, folks, just bear with me. I'm going to try to give you the best broadcast I can. Once again, tonight's matchup features the 6-2 Valley Christian Vikings visiting the 3-5 Pinole Valley Spartans. Now, these two teams, to my knowledge, have never met before. At least they haven't met in the years prior, leading up to 2004. From 2004 on, that's what I'm getting based out of MaxPreps.com. I don't know if they've met before that, but I don't think so because Valley Christian's only been around for 5 years. So, yes, this is the first ever meeting between these two schools, varsity football-wise, and so I'm sure that's got to play into tonight's game. I mean, these guys have had tape to look at them from earlier this year, but, just that familiarity of facing someone that you've seen before at this time of year in late October is so key to a football game. So it's going to be fresh blood for both teams against their opponents. No one has a leg up, I don't believe, in this contest. The only leg up would be the record. But these two teams, very similar. And I guess Pinole Valley, they're a Division II school, and mostly this league made up of Division III and IV schools. Valley Christian is a Division IV school. So Pinole Valley, I guess if you had a leg up there, they would have a leg up there. But both teams 2-2 in league play. And Pinole Valley, who scheduled a very tough non-conference going into this year, and they have really rebounded since league play has started. Meanwhile, Valley Christian, not to say that their non-conference was anything weak, but they definitely steamrolled their competition. They went 4-0 through their first part of their schedule, and Valley Christian was looking pretty good. And then they went for an 0-2 start to conference play, as they had to start conference play with El Cerrito, one of the best teams rolling in the Bay Area right now, losing to them 54-0. And then they lost to the team that they beat in dramatic heartbreak fashion last year when they beat St. Mary's at their home turf on a Saturday afternoon. I remember that game. Stephen Davies, whose voice was pretty gone by the time of the game time, but he still made it through and had some really memorable calls on some great plays. But St. Mary's avenged that playoff loss at home last year by winning at home this year against Valley Christian, 35-28. But since then, Valley Christian has rolled off 2 straight wins to go to 2-2 in league play, and they're looking to make it a 3rd straight win. And if they can win tonight's game, they will be in the driver's seat to finish 2nd place in league. It looks like no one's going to catch El Cerrito, at least at the moment. It looks like El Cerrito should go into this season finishing undefeated. El Cerrito does play tonight. Actually, they play tomorrow afternoon. They play at St. Mary's tomorrow afternoon, and they're projected to win 56-13 in that one. As far as a projected score for tonight's game, drum roll, please. It's Valley Christian who's picked to win tonight's game. They are picked to win 35-21, according to CalPreps.com. But like I said, Pinole Valley, don't count them out. They have won. They have won some games in league play. They're feeling pretty confident. They had won 2 straight prior to last week. They beat St. Patrick St. Vincent here at home on September 28th, and then they beat Berean Christian out at the campus of Northgate on October 12th. But they did lose last week to El Cerrito. That was their last regular season road game that they played, and they got pounded 52-14. But something tells me Pinole Valley is going to play tough tonight here at home. This is the start of 2 straight home games to end the regular season. And for Pinole Valley, it's pretty much they got to win either tonight or they have to win next week in the final game of their regular season against St. Mary's in order to even be thought of for the North Coast section playoffs in the Division II bracket. So this game is about to get underway here. Visiting Valley Christian Vikings will be kicking off to start the game, which means they'll receive to open the second half. Meanwhile, the hometown Spartans dancing around on the field at the moment, and they are ready. They're pumped. Homecoming tonight, so a lot of former Pinole Valley alums on hand to watch this one, and the kick is underway from Pinole Valley. It backs up Valley Christian's returner, that being Howard Weichel, to the end zone, and that will be a touchback. So I'm sorry, actually it was Pinole Valley to kick off, Valley Christian to start offensively. And they are going to be led by their quarterback, Vince Volpatti. Volpatti, who was a running back last year as a sophomore and even at the beginning of this year as a junior. And he is in at quarterback now. And first play of scrimmage, he rolls out, but flags do fly. We'll see what the early penalty is on. First play of this game yet to get underway because there is a penalty on the field. Continuing on my point, Vince Volpatti now the quarterback. And it was an encroachment against the Pinole Valley Spartans defensively. So offsides call against them will back the home team up 5, advancing Valley Christian, the visiting team, up 5. So now it'll be 1st and 5. We're still looking for the first official play of this game to get underway. 3 receivers out there on the field for the Vikings. An offset I behind Volpatti, the quarterback. He hands off to his fullback, that being A.J. Harris, who showed some quick feet there and picked up the first down. Nice run by A.J. Harris, the fullback, to get this game going. First down for the Vikings, but Vince Volpatti, the starting quarterback now. At the beginning of the year, it was supposed to be the junior Theman Taylor III, but he suffered an injury a couple weeks ago, tore a ligament in his left hand. This time, Volpatti, the quarterback, in shotgun set, calls his own number and rolls out to the right. And Volpatti picks up some minimal yardage on that carry. He'll be protected by his line, which on the left side, left tackle is going to be Sean Flynn, left guard Logan McCone, both juniors, and both guys were on the USA under-17 team. So these are All-Americans that Valley Christian has on the left side of their offensive line. 2nd down and about 7. The scoreboard lights not working at the moment, so I can't say an exact yardage, but it looked like 2nd and 7. And on that 2nd down, Valley Christian opts to run the ball there, picking up another good chunk of yardage, coming close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd and short. The center is Brandon Chan. He's a senior, as well as the right side of the offensive line, also seniors, those being Greg Baker and Trevor Adams. 3rd and short here for the Vikings. I set, and the give goes to Howard Weichel along the left side. Finds some blocking, still on his feet, as he runs into a wall of blue and gold at about the Pinole Valley 42-yard line. So Vince, make that Howard Weichel, the senior running back, with some great blocking along the left side. It was a sweep run to the left, and Weichel found some room thanks to some great blocking, took advantage of it. Nice shifty back, picks up the first down, and now the Vikings are in good business. They're in the Pinole Valley territory. Volpatti dropping back and flings one out to the right side, but overthrows his intended target, that being his tight end, Demorie Blackwell. Blackwell, a junior. He'll also start defensively for the Vikings. As I mentioned, Howard Weichel, the starting halfback. The fullback is A.J. Harris. Those two are seniors, as well as receiver Clayton Carter, a senior, and Jared Dalrymple is a junior, but he is the other starting receiver alongside Clayton Carter. And right now the Vikings on a 2nd down and 10. A little late to get back to the huddle as Vince Volpatti had to go off to the sidelines to retrieve the play. So here we go, 2nd down. Receivers split to each side. And Volpatti with a quick give to his fullback. Make that his running back. It was Weichel on the carry that time, right side, with very minimal yardage picked up on the run. It's going to create 3rd and about 7 for the Vikings. Scoreless game here. Valley Christian received the opening kickoff, and they still have the ball from that opening kickoff. This is the first offensive possession of the game. An option toss to the right side. A.J. Harris, the recipient of that toss here on a third down, and he picks up some positive yards, but not enough for the first down. So head coach John Perella with the decision to make here on this fourth down. They're in Pinole Valley territory, but where the ball is placed, it seems a little too deep to attempt a field goal. I'm not aware of who's kicking the ball. I believe it's Sam Marco, the sophomore for Valley Christian, but that doesn't matter as Valley Christian's going to go for it. It's Volpatti receiving the snap in a shotgun set, rolled out on an option to his right. Looked like he was going to toss it at first to A.J. Harris, but instead he kept the ball, knowing that he was going to have the best chance of picking up the yardage needed for the first down, if anyone was, as Pinole Valley's defense really was ready and had that right side locked down. Not a lot of yardage for Volpatti to get on that option run. If he would have pitched it back to A.J. Harris, Harris definitely would have been tackled for a loss of even more yardage. At least they gained some on that play, but it is a turnover on downs, and Pinole Valley starts this game with a handoff to the right side. Some slashing there. Good footwork by Pinole Valley and their starting running back, that being number 23, I believe. Well, number 23, Octavian Wilder, is normally a receiver, but that's what it looked like to get the carry. He picks up about 6 yards on that carry. And this time it's another quick handoff, and there's a lot of open room. Trying to get away from a defender is the running back there for Pinole Valley. That being number 17, Isaiah Lewis, a junior. And Lewis, very fast on his feet. And he split like a banana out the backfield, picked up some first down yardage, and then some. And gets the ball into Valley Christian territory. Ball placed at the Valley Christian 40-yard line. And another handoff for Pinole Valley. And this time the give went to the fullback, Josh Powell, a senior. Powell, the fullback, Isaiah Lewis, the running back, Javari Shepard, another running back that gets carries in this ace offense for Pinole Valley, and head coach Luke Bodwin in his first year as a head coach of these Pinole Valley Spartans. He was an offensive coordinator for a number of years, sitting behind a very legendary coach around these parts, Steve Alameda. 40 years of coaching here at Pinole Valley, and decided to call it quits after last season, which created the opportunity for head coach Luke Bodwin to take over here at Pinole Valley High School. Another handoff here on a first down. And I think they got bumped up because of an encroachment call after that previous run play. So it'll now be second and short for the Spartans. The rest of their starting offense looks like this. As far as their skill players, like I said, Max Lavelle, a senior at receiver, along with Octavian Wilder. Second and very short for the Spartans. And a handoff, but Valley Christian saying, not on our watch, as they drive the running back there. They drive him back for about a loss of 3 yards. The running back there was Javari Shepard. And so now it'll be third and about 5 yards needed for the Spartans in order to pick up a first down. Receivers split to each side. They also have wing type of position players on each side. And a pass downfield, which is caught by the receiver. And that's going to be a touchdown for Isaiah Lewis and the Pinole Valley Spartans. Wow, what a catch. There's some good coverage downfield. Essentially 4 receivers in that formation for Pinole Valley. They had the two split far out, and then the two receivers bunched in as wing backs. And I think they did what was an all streaks route. Everyone just runs straight up the field on 3rd and 5. And the quarterback, Devin Davis, only a sophomore, throws a strike to his receiver. The extra point good for the Spartans. 7-0 the score, but Devin Davis, who's only a sophomore, comes in and throws a dart to his target, Isaiah Lewis, who was lined up along the right side. Ball nearly picked off, but the defender for Valley Christian jumped ahead of it, missed the interception. The ball goes into the hands of Lewis, who had an easy jaunt to get into the end zone. He caught it around the 10-yard line and jogged the rest of the way into the end zone for the score. The band next to me, so I might get drowned out by them at times tonight. I'll try to be as loud as I can without yelling into the mic. Hopefully I didn't yell too loud on that touchdown call, but the hometown Spartans striking first here on homecoming. 7-0. Each team's getting an offensive possession. Valley Christian couldn't convert on a 4th down inside Pinole Valley territory. They turned the ball over on downs. Some pretty good running by Pinole Valley, and then the one pass right at the end of their drive, good for 6. And with the extra point, like I said, 7-0 your score. And now a good run as far as a return here for Valley Christian. Starting from the right side of the field and cutting up diagonally towards the left. And Howard Weichel with an excellent return, which was much needed. A much needed burst for the momentum of the Vikings, who surrendered that touchdown in their first defensive effort of the game. And Howard Weichel returns the ball to the Valley Christian 48-yard line, just near midfield. Vince Volpatti, option toss right side. I believe Weichel, the man with the excellent return, is the one who gets the toss. To the right, then cut back up towards the middle of the field. And Weichel picks up about 4 yards on that toss. 2nd and 6. Like I said, no color analyst with me tonight. But I do have a very solid producer in Zach Farmer. And a good pal of mine who is our videographer, that being James Davies. Handoff up the middle for the Vikings, this time on a 2nd down. And it was Weichel getting the carry once again, and Weichel comes close to a 1st down. Gets the ball out to the Pinole Valley 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short with about 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Just one back behind Volpatti. And that back was it was a fake. Volpatti faked the give to A.J. Harris and kept it himself. So a little misdirection there. And it's Volpatti, the quarterback, who keeps it himself. Caught me off guard. I thought it was A.J. Harris with the carry to fullback. But then, poof, out of nowhere, we see the play continue, and it's the quarterback, Volpatti, still on his feet, getting the ball inside the Pinole Valley 30-yard line, just near the Pinole Valley 25. And on a 1st and 10, it's another handoff for the Vikings. Both teams will run the ball predominantly. And another good burst for Howard Weichel and the Vikings offensively. Valley Christian in the white uniforms. Pinole Valley in the home blues. White on white, blue on blue. What a good look. I love when teams do that. And here on a 2nd down, it is Weichel, this time along the left side, with some good steam ahead of him. And I don't know if he's going to pick up the 1st down. The defender on the tackle for Pinole Valley slow to get up. And yes, Weichel did pick up the first down on that carry. Tackler on the play was number 22, Eric Chandler. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, and it's Volpatti getting dragged down, and I believe he fumbled the ball. It was an option play designed to run to the right side of the field. And Volpatti, who wanted to pitch it to Howard Weichel, lost the ball. He was tackled up high by the Pinole Valley Spartans, and they stripped the ball from the quarterback, Volpatti of the Vikings. And so a turnover for Valley Christian gives Pinole Valley back the ball offensively. So now that's 2 drives where Valley Christian has got into Pinole Valley territory and could not come up with anything. Meanwhile, the Spartans here on 1st down running with the ball and picking up a nice chunk of yards. Almost a 1st down. It'll be 2nd and about 3 after the 7-yard pickup. So the Vikings, who turned the ball over on downs on their first offensive possession of this game, surrender a touchdown after they turned the ball over, then got the ball back. An excellent return, as this time Pinole Valley runs again with the ball and tripping and slipping forward for some yards. It might have given him the 1st down. Was the running back there. And that's going to be number 23, Octavian Wilder. But just to recap, after that touchdown for Pinole Valley, the great return, Valley Christian once again gets the ball into Pinole Valley territory, and this time actually turns the ball over with a fumble. So Pinole Valley, at the moment, taking advantage of turnovers. They lead 7-0. They took advantage of the first turnover on downs with a quick strike for a touchdown via the air to Isaiah Lewis. And this time a counter run that started to the right and then broke up the middle picks up another 1st down for Pinole Valley. And that should have been Isaiah Lewis on the carry there. People still piling in to Duker Stadium, home of the Pinole Valley Spartans, and I like this fan. He has a Niner hat on. Handoff right side for the Pinole Valley Spartans, and it's Josh Powell, number 4, picking up half the yardage needed for a 1st down. There is a penalty against Pinole Valley, and it looks like it's going to be a hold call. Clock stops with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 1st quarter to sort out this penalty. Couldn't quite see what the call was, but it is a holding. Okay, so it is a holding. I was correct in my judgment. 1st and 15 now for the Spartans as the ball is backed up to their own 40-yard line, or maybe just before the 40 at the 39. One back behind the quarterback, that being Devin Davis, who has a long drop back, tries to pass the ball, and does fling it out as he was getting sacked. Just flung it out to the sidelines there. And a flag flew, and it wasn't intentional grounding because Davis was outside the pocket, and it's actually a face mask call against the Vikings. They grabbed the face mask and pulled him down by it. And so the Spartans will advance up the field due to the face mask penalty against the Vikings. So teams trading penalties, as Pinole had the hold call against them that backed them up. And then the face mask penalty on the next play against the defense puts the Ball right at the original line of scrimmage. It will be a first down. 1st and 10 at about the Pinole Valley 45-yard line. Timeout called by the Vikings. So now they have 2 remaining. And so I'll get to an advertisement here, folks. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you were enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And I guess Pinole Valley does not need our services. They have Pinole TV broadcasting the game tonight, a local access television station which blocked our access from getting in the press box. But I think Zach and I and James are making do with what we've been given. As back from the break, the timeout break, and Pinole Valley with the give there to Jakar Dixon. First time I've called his name tonight. 5'11", 150-pound junior, listed as a top returner according to the Contra Costa Times in their 2012 high school football season preview. Jakar Dixon, who many thought was going to be the quarterback of this team, but talking to head coach Luke Bodwin, he said he wanted to use Jakar more for his running and talent that he can give as just an overall athlete, and he felt that he'd be better served as a running back / receiver. Davis, the quarterback, drops back, surveys the field, and now runs up the field. He has a lot of space to run as he cuts up diagonally and kind of jogs to his left past the first down marker and towards the sidelines, the Valley Christian sidelines, in an effort to not really get hit. A flag was thrown on the play. But that play, breaking down defensively for Valley Christian and creating an opportunity for Pinole to pick up a first down on the legs of their quarterback, Davis. And the penalty is going to be a defensive holding against Valley Christian. So it seems as if Pinole Valley is going to decline that penalty. And now it's being reversed, holding against the hometown Spartans. So the first down will now be negated, and the Spartans will be backed up. Well, the new first down will be negated. It's still first down because it was first down before that play. But Pinole Valley, instead of having a 1st and 10 inside the 40-yard line or inside the 35-yard line of Valley Christian, now will have the ball at the Valley Christian 44. And a handoff gone bad for Pinole Valley. Luckily, they recover a loose ball on the ground. A near fumble lost for Pinole Valley as the Vikings defense was coming hard up the middle on a blitz. It looked to be a delayed handoff for the Spartans, but the Vikings were all over it. They jump on the handoff, create a fumble as that handoff didn't even have a chance to get into the hands of the running back who was going to be the recipient of that carry. The ball bounced around behind the running back, and luckily a skilled player for Pinole Valley saw it and jumped on top of it. Inside 30 seconds here in this first quarter for the Spartans, and on a second down, a toss over the head of the intended receiver from the quarterback, Davis, looking for his running back there, that being David Dunbar. And there is a penalty once again, and it's going to be a holding against the Pinole Valley Spartans. So 2 holding calls, really killing the Spartans here and just backing them up further and further. And a fan here in front of me doing his best to wear his Pinole Valley blue and gold. He has an old school Seattle Mariners beanie with the old Pitchfork M logo. And then you've got the little guy with the football in his hand, and I'm guessing he's going to be a future Spartan someday. So the penalty backs the Spartans into their own territory now, and the ball will be placed at their own 32-yard line. 32-yard line, I'm saying. Like I said, the scoreboard not really effective here. It is a handoff, right side, room to run. Some slashing and dashing there by number 20, that being Javari Shepard. Clock now ticking down to 10 seconds here left in the first quarter. The Spartans with the ball and a 7-0 lead. And I believe that is how the first quarter will end, as yes, the clock ticks down to zeros. And so the first quarter will end with the Pinole Valley Spartans, the home team on homecoming, leading the Valley Christian Vikings by a score of 7-0 here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Folks, Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, that being the one and only PlayOnSports.com. Zach Farmer is my producer tonight, and he's been doing a great job. He's almost kind of like my silent analyst, if you will. He's dialed in and showing me penalties and where they should go. Meanwhile, I don't know if James Davies can hear me, but he's our videographer, and I'm glad to see him. He does a great job. He is the brother of the broadcaster who normally covers Valley Christian games, that being the one and only, the man himself, Stephen Davies, icon, legend. I'll never forget the last Valley Christian game I worked with him. Like I said, his voice was absolutely shot from the night before a game in which he broadcasted. It was pretty cold that weekend, a weekend in mid-November. Like I said, North Coast Section playoffs. And we're back here, second quarter of play. And a false start penalty against Pinole to start the second quarter. And so now it's going to be third and tremendously long. Third and about 28 is what Zach is telling me. But, yeah, third and about a mile, 2 miles maybe. And Davis, on a delayed draw, bumps into his running back. And just that slight bump caused hesitation in the backfield. The running back slow to get his feet moving and running. And Valley Christian back there to make the tackle. Close to no gain picked up on that run play. And a player limping off the field for Pinole Valley. And that's not good news. That's one of their starting running backs, a man who scored a touchdown, the only touchdown in this game. Isaiah Lewis, the junior, 5'5", 140-pound back. Hopefully he is okay. It's just a little stinger or a cramp, as he came off the field limping pretty badly. Fourth down, and Pinole Valley will punt, a low punt that takes a Spartan bounce. And it will be downed by Octavian Wilder into Valley Christian territory. So a good little punt there from Pinole Valley. Like I said, a lot of blue and gold here in the crowd. Pinole Valley, homecoming. Their jerseys got remodeled. Little new look. They have that San Jose Spartans look as far as the logo goes on the helmets. And a handoff for Valley Christian here on their third offensive possession of the game. And whistles and flags will prevent that play from getting any further. An encroachment call against the defense. So Pinole Valley I guess you couldn't say, opposite the words of Charlie Sheen, they are not winning at the moment. I mean, they are winning as far as the score goes, but their last couple of plays, they got backed up on some penalties, a hesitation on a bump of the quarterback, Davis, into his running back on a 4th down. They had to punt the ball, and then now they will have 5 yards go against them as they got an encroachment call, and I think they're about to get another, as that linebacker there keeps coming up hard for the blitz, and I think he keeps coming past the line of scrimmage for Pinole Valley. I have a tough read here as I'm broadcasting from the stands of the Pinole Valley Spartans, so I'm trying to get a read on that linebacker. Once he turns around to me, I will tell you who it is. I want to say it was Marcos Castro, or Antoine Martinez, actually, number 56. Whatever the case, it's now 1st down and a new 10, picked up from the 2 5-yard encroachment penalties. And Valley Christian runs the ball here after those 2 encroachments, and it'll be 2nd down and about 6. Vikings just near midfield at their own 48-yard line. Toss left, and that is Weichel, who is still on his feet and angles towards the sidelines. His own team sidelines there on the left side, and Howard Weichel, who has really had some giddy up in his step tonight, whether on handoffs or that lone kick return that he did have after the Pinole Valley touchdown, but has really given his team a jolt at times tonight, as now they're into Pinole Valley territory. Another play slow to develop. I don't know if, I think it was just the play. There was no penalty there. Vince Volpatti just jogging after trying to sell the option fake. He gave it away to his fullback, A.J. Harris there, who picked up about 3 yards, maybe 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball placed at the Pinole Valley 36-yard line. Receiver split near side. That being Dalrymple. Pushing and shoving against the cornerback. And another run play for the Vikings. Up the middle. And now it should be about 3rd and 6 needed for the 1st down. 6 yards needed for the 1st down for VC. The Vikings in the all-white jerseys. Nike jerseys, looking good. White tops, white pants. Red helmets, like a crimson red candy paint color. And on 3rd and 6, it is Volpatti with a late option toss to Howard Weichel, who I thought was down, got low center of gravity, made a defender tackle, miss a tackle over him, and then popped up, still on his feet, and continued forward for some more yardage. What an outstanding run by Howard Weichel. Nearly brought down, but still kept on his feet. What a balance there by the running back. Senior running back for the Valley Christian Vikings. Another hard-fought, well-earned 1st down for the Vikings, and this time it's a quick fullback dive. A.J. Harris, the ball carrier. And it'll be 2nd down now. Ball inside the Pinole Valley 20-yard line. So Valley Christian open to finally get on the board. We'll see if they can do that. It'll be 2nd down, about 8 yards. I-set behind the quarterback, Volpatti. And Volpatti with another quick give to his fullback, that being A.J. Harris. And Harris picks up very little yards, if any, on that run play. Harris, who, when he was a member of the Vikings JV football team, was their offensive MVP. That was his freshman year. Other than that, A.J. Harris has been on varsity for 3 years. His sophomore year, his junior year, and now this year as a senior. and there is an injury on the field to the Valley Christian Vikings. We hope that that ball player is okay. He is on his back at the moment, talking to the training staff for the Valley Christian Vikings, and so players from both teams down on a knee. Really hope that that player is okay. He is moving his arms. It seems to be a leg cramp, if any. And that is going to be the fullback, A.J. Harris, the ball carrier, who will be helped off the field and now seems to be limping on his own power off the field. He takes off the helmet, stops the clock momentarily on the injury timeout. Dr. David Bell, part of the medical staff for the Valley Christian Vikings. The head trainer is Bree Arsenault. I'm sure they're going to go over there and take a look at Harris and make sure everything is all right. It'll now be 3rd and about 8. Volpatti dialing up a pass, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Whew, that ball was close. Volpatti put good touch on that post corner route. Intended for his receiver, which was number 18, that being Jared Dalrymple. But Dalrymple was close to no more real estate, and then he was out of bounds by the time the ball got to him. So here we go, 4th down, and instead of trying to get a field goal and getting some points on the board, at least 3 points, Valley Christian decides to go for it on 4th down and fired a pass towards the end zone in which they're unsuccessful in converting. Heavy pressure from the Pinole Valley Spartans. Volpatti had to get rid of the ball quicker than he had anticipated, and so he threw a ball into no man's land, not as his receiver really didn't even have a chance to come close to that pass. And so another turnover on downs for the Valley Christian Vikings, and this one has to hurt a little bit more than the others, as this one was the one where they were the closest to scoring inside the 10-yard line even, or maybe just at the 10-yard. They were definitely inside the 20. They were in the red zone and could not come away with any kind of points. First time inside the red zone tonight. Pinole Valley getting the ball back and running with the ball on the first play. There is a yellow flag on the field, and it looks to be a hold call against the Spartans. So Pinole Valley, who has had trouble tonight with the holding calls, grabbing a little bit too much jersey on, maybe just not grabbing in the right areas. Whatever the case, this offensive line, I'm sure at halftime is going to get ripped into shape by their offensive line coach, because that is just unacceptable. These holding penalties has really put the Spartans in some bad areas on the field. And right now they're backed up inside their own 5-yard line. But a jailbreak run here coming for the Spartans. Will anyone catch Isaiah Lewis, who is hurt and then fumbles the ball, but recovers? And so Isaiah Lewis, who came off the field limping in the last offensive possession for Pinole Valley, healthy enough for this new possession here, their 3rd offensive possession of the game. And after a holding penalty, brought the ball back within the 5-yard line. Pinole Valley backed up inside their own 5-yard line. Isaiah Lewis made like a banana and split up the left seam. Well, in between the left hash marks and the sidelines, the Pinole Valley sidelines, gets the ball past the 50 and into Valley Christian territory. And now it is a jet sweep run to a guy who's still on his feet and will be pushed out of bounds. He tried to sell it as if his feet were still in bounds and scored, that being Javari Shepard. the ball carrier. And that was one of those plays where Javari Shepard was the wing back along the right sideline, came across in motion towards his quarterback, Davis. Devin then handed him the ball. And so some nice room ahead for Javari Shepard. And Shepard tiptoeing down the sidelines did step out at around the 15 or 20-yard line. I can't quite tell because the players for Pinole Valley kind of blocking my view, and they also have the kicking net there blocking my view. But is there a hold? I guess there was a hold on the run call, so that great run there on that wing sweep, I guess I'll nickname it, is going to be brought all the way back. So Valley Christian really benefiting from that penalty there, as that play could have been as that run could have taken the Spartans inside the red zone. And instead, the ball is backed up now to the Valley Christian 34-yard line. First down. And the give goes to Jakar Dixon, who tries to bull over defenders and attempt to pick up yards there. Jakar Dixon trying to press forward on that analog stick, trying to go with the not really the hit stick, but the opposite of the hit stick. I'm drawing a blank right now. The truck stick there. And Valley Christian with some sure tackling there. Not really budging, as Jakar Dixon lucky to get the ball even back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. And a counter play for Pinole Valley there. Trying to see who the ball carrier was, and it was number 3, Max Lavelle. And so it'll be 2nd down, or make that 3rd down now for Pinole Valley. No, it is 2nd down, I'm sorry. 2nd and about 5. Receivers split on each side. Lavelle near side, and Octavian Wilder far side. And the handoff goes to Javari Shepard, who starts to the left and then cuts up towards the right. And Shepard, who I believe picked up the first down. And a former player here from Pinole Valley getting some love as he comes out to check out some homecoming action. Mr. McCants in his Letterman jacket. And yeah, that was a first down picked up by Javari Shepard on the counter run there. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Handoff to David Dunbar, sophomore running back. And that'll be good for about a gain of 4 yards. Go over Valley Christian's defense in these little moments that I can. Their left side of the defensive line is Sean Flynn and Logan McCone, the same 2 guys who patrol the left side of the offensive line for the Vikings. And another handoff for the Spartans. The All-Americans playing on that USA under-17 team. Cameron Burse, another player in the area that we've covered here on PlayOnSports.com for San Ramon Valley, was on that team over the summer. The right defensive tackle and ends are Jonathan Rocha and Patrick O'Hare, 2 seniors. 3rd down and about 5 for the Spartans. Davis gives the ball off to Javari Shepard, who runs to his left side, waits for blocking to develop in front of him, and then takes up off the field. And Javari Shepard will pick up the first down and move the sticks. So the sticks have been placed on the ground as it'll be 1st and goal for Pinole Valley who leads 7-0 and is looking to add to that lead. Just under 3 minutes here left to go in the first half, with the Spartans leading 7-0 and knocking on the door to scoring again. I believe it's the quarterback, Davis, keeping it himself. And Davis gets down to the 2-yard line. Devin Davis, a sophomore, leading this team. He's already thrown a touchdown tonight. A strike to Isaiah Lewis. That's how we're responsible for this 7-0 score, in which the Spartans are hanging on to at the moment. Like I said, they're looking to add it. Another quarterback sneak. Davis. And the refs are signaling that he's in. Touchdown, Spartans. So another score for Pinole Valley. Devin Davis, who is having himself a pretty good night. 13-0. Pinole Valley out front. And that gets the Pinole Valley cheerleaders, band, and of course the Spartan mascot on their feet. Extra point attempt coming for Pinole Valley, but there was some movement down before the kick, and I think it's going to be offsides against Valley Christian, the defensive team. And yes, it was an encroachment call against Valley Christian. Ball really doesn't move that much forward, so Pinole Valley will still kick. And the kick is good. So with 1:50 left here in the first half, it is the Spartans of Pinole Valley on their home turf on homecoming, leading 14-0 over the visiting Vikings of Valley Christian of Dublin. And folks, another advertisement here. PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. Like I said, a lot of hugging going down. A lot of old school Pinole Valley alums who probably hadn't seen each other in quite some time leading up to tonight. 10 years, a fan is informing me. The 10-year reunion. And this very fan and her friend had kind of a crazy concoction before the game. They got something that they used to eat back in high school, which was a bag of nacho cheese Doritos, which you think is already nacho cheesy enough. But no, they then asked the concessionaire to put some nacho cheese sauce on top of the chips. Open the bag of chips, put some more nacho cheese sauce on it. And, if I like nacho cheese, I would think about trying that, but I'm not a big fan of the flavor. Kickoff here from the Spartans is a pretty good one. Into the end zone, touchback. Like I said, I'm here at Duker Stadium in Pinole, California. Pinole, a suburb of Richmond. All these cities kind of suburbs of Richmond. Pinole, El Cerrito, Rodeo, Hercules. Pinole Valley, who used to be in the ACCAL, the Alameda County Conference, with a lot of the Richmond teams, and now they're in the TCAL, Rock Division. And Valley Christian will run with the ball here on their first play from scrimmage after that kickoff. Valley Christian 0 for 3 so far tonight on offensive drives with their third drive being the best of them all. They got all the way inside the Pinole Valley 20-yard line, almost near the Pinole Valley 10-yard line. But then they could not punch it in. And now shotgun set with about 4 receivers. Good look and good pass and good catch for the Vikings. A shift of a shake of a move and then a hard hit put on at the end. Shotgun set. Volpatti took about 3 steps, threw a nice over-the-shoulder fade to his receiver, that being Clayton Carter. And Carter, who made the catch as he was running diagonally, it looked to be a post corner route towards the Pinole Valley sidelines, made the defender miss, then cut up diagonally towards the middle of the field, and then got knocked pretty hard at the end of the play by Dominic Martinez. And another productive play for Valley Christian. This time, it was a run with Howard Weichel, left side. And they pick up 9 yards on the play. A timeout is taken by Valley Christian with 44.3 seconds left to go in the first half. Wonder what kind of homecoming halftime festivities they have designed and drawn up here for the fans at Duker Stadium, which, by the way, they are very proud of an alum by the name of Gino Toretta. I'm sure you know him, Heisman Trophy winner. He has his name affixed near the bottom of the scoreboard. This is a school, Pinole Valley, which has been here since 1967. So they are celebrating their 45th anniversary as a school. Second down, 4 receiver set, shotgun formation for Volpatti, who looks down the field, left side, and overthrows his intended target, that being A.J. Dalrymple. So it'll be 3rd and 1. I'm sorry, Jared Dalrymple. The missed target there for Valley Christian. But yeah, Pinole Valley with about 1,700 students, 1,715. Grades 9 through 12. The Spartans are their mascot. Like I said, Gino Toretta, probably their most known alumni. And Volpatti backing up, but avoids getting sacked and throws another deep pass, which was almost intercepted by Pinole Valley. Max Lavelle, who came close to intercepting that pass, he did catch it, but out of bounds. Or actually, that being Eric Chandler, who was out there on coverage and almost came away with the interception. It's going to be 4th and about a yard necessary for the first down. 29.4 seconds left to go in the first half. And Valley Christian is in Pinole Valley territory with the ball at the Pinole Valley 41. Volpatti's going to keep it himself and surge forward through his offensive line. He'll pick up the first down. And then the clock gets stopped as the refs will place the ball inside 2 minutes. Clock should then resume, and it does. And Valley Christian's going to have to strike quickly if they want to get on the board before halftime. Clock now down to 18 seconds. Volpatti, shotgun set, looking down the right sideline this time. He completes a pass, which is caught by Clayton Carter. Carter putting on some pretty good moves, shaking a couple Pinole Valley defenders out of their jock straps, but a flag flew before the ball could even be caught by Carter. And I think it's going to be false start against the Valley Christian Vikings. Thought I saw Volpatti kind of move up forward and take a couple steps before receiving the shotgun snap. Still waiting for the official word, and yes, it is false start against the Vikings. So clock stops with 6.2 seconds left. And with where the ball is placed at the moment, I would guess that this is going to be the last play of the first half. Valley Christian's going to have to dial up a bomb for the end zone. (14-0). Spartans leading. But that's not to say that they won't get yelled at or reprimanded at halftime, because I'm sure the coaching staff of Pinole Valley is going to say something about the amount of penalties in which they have been called for tonight on the holding end. Folks, remember, stay tuned for the halftime show, where I'll break down a little bit of the first half, as well as talk about some alumni and guys to look forward to as far as these two teams are concerned, guys that could be playing at the next level. That's coming up at the halftime break here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And so, like I said, this should be, as the teams now come back onto the field from the timeout break, this should be the last play in the first half. Guys trying to get set for Valley Christian. It's going to be Dalrymple and Weichel here near side as receivers. And Volpatti fakes a receiver screen to the near side and will now take off running. He's going to try to do the best he can with his legs. He gets wrangled around, but still on his feet. And still on his feet, but will finally run with the ball out of bounds. I thought I was going to maybe see a rendition of the play, the big play from the Cal-Stanford game. Maybe some laterals and whatnot, but no, Volpatti just played it safe and hung on to the ball. And so John Perella and his coaching staff are really going to have to figure out what their offensive strategy is going to be. They've been successful at times, and then they've been unsuccessful at times. And most notably, their fourth down offense has not been great. A lot of running, which has been good, especially Howard Weichel, but their passing game from Volpatti, he has been a bit off. Meanwhile, Pinole Valley, their offense has looked great. They've scored on 2 of 3 drives tonight, but yet it's the holding calls that have really taken a toll on the Spartans. So, folks, it is halftime here, which means I need to wrap this thing up, go to some advertisements, and then we'll come back. So, folks, the end of the first half of play has the score looking like this. The hometown Pinole Valley Spartans leading the Valley Christian Vikings by a score of 14-0. We'll be back in a few moments with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, so please do not go anywhere. Do remember, it's Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, on your destination for high school sports.
single too, so we'll stick together.
Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, coming to you from Duker Stadium on the campus of Pinole Valley High School in Pinole, California. Once again, I'm Michael Smith, a.k.a. Mike on the mic. No partner tonight, but our halftime score is, or has, the hometown Pinole Valley Spartans with a lead of 14-0 over the visiting Valley Christian Vikings from Valley Christian High School in Dublin. Not to be confused with the Valley Christian in Santa Clara. And Valley Christian, who had the better record coming into this game at 6-2 compared to Pinole Valley of 3-5. They both shared identical league records at 2-2. And a lot of people felt that Valley Christian was just going to come out, win this game by a couple scores. At least that's what Cal Preps had predicted, 35-21. But Pinole Valley showing that as of right now, they're the better team. They've looked a little bit more consistently offensively, have really ran the ball hard with Isaiah Lewis and Javari Shepard. And the quarterback, only a sophomore, I have to say I've been pretty impressed with him as well. He's shown a lot of poise, that being Devin Davis. Like I said, only a sophomore, so imagine how good he could be as a senior, but of course he still has to play junior year as well. But, I mean, the kid who, like I said, a lot of people were not expecting him to be the quarterback even going into this year. They thought Jakar Dixon was going to be the quarterback. So, Davis having a good game tonight. 2 touchdowns, one via the air and one via the ground. The running touchdown was about a 1-yard touchdown. And the throwing touchdown was a 35-yard touchdown throw to, like I said, Isaiah Lewis, who made the catch. That pretty much breaks everything down scoring summary-wise. Valley Christian has had the ball 4 times and has not come away with any points. And each of those 4 times, they have gotten the ball into Pinole Valley territory, which makes it probably even harder to digest if you're a Valley Christian fan, is the fact that they have been in Pinole Valley territory 4 times out of their 4 drives tonight, which is normally pretty good. You'd think one of those drives would get them some points on the board, but they had a fumble, 2 turnovers on downs, and then, of course, time just ran out on them on that last drive. But some quick hitters as far as you talk about these 2 teams. Remember, the winner of this game has an inside track to second place in the TCAL Rock Division. And speaking of the Rock Division, it is a new league. A new league this year, which combined teams from the Alameda County Athletic League and the Bayshore Athletic League, as well as the Bay Football League, which was the league that Valley Christian was formerly in, as well as St. Mary's was also in that league, and Valley Christian and, Berean Christian and Salesian were in that league as well. Actually, I think St. Mary's was in the Bayshore Athletic League, to be exact. And then, but Berean Christian and Salesian were both in the Bay Football League, and now those rivalries get to continue. And just last week, it was Valley Christian's A.J. Harris who had the longest rushing play in the Tri-County Rock Division League this season. He had a 75-yard scamper and finished with 103 yards overall in what was a 52-14 victory for the Vikings over the Eagles of Berean Christian. Meanwhile, Pinole Valley had a pretty tough contest as they lost 52-14 to one of the better teams in the East Bay, if not the entire Bay Area, a team that's still undefeated, that being the El Cerrito Gauchos, who are led by a bevy of playmakers. Keelan Benjamin is one of the playmakers. They just have so many guys. I'm trying to remember all their names right now. I've yet to cover an El Cerrito game, but they really have a great quarterback, great running back, great receiver, And those guys are all playing defense as well, so just a lot of talent out there on the field. Try to look up some scores if I can around the league as far as the Twitter will give me. I'm trying to look up either scores in PlayOn or scores that would be worthy to note in this, that relate to this, to the league here at hand. Albany and De Anza 14-7 at halftime in that one. Amador Valley was leading Monte Vista, or was trailing Monte Vista 14-7 at the end of the first half. And a game that is on PlayOn Sports, a really good game in my neck of the woods, which, you know, I thought I would have been placed on being it's closer to my house, but it's cool because I get an opportunity to see a new stadium. But Freedom and Deer Valley, 21-7, Freedom on top at halftime over there in Oakley, California. I live in Brentwood. But that was the game to be at as far as BVAL goes, if maybe not the entire East Bay. Some old rivals of Pinole Valley, Hercules and John Sweat, 17-0 at half. Clayton Valley and Northgate, another game that's on our PlayOn Sports Network, and they're tied at 14 at the intermission, so that's a great game going on there. Joe Prothrow of Clayton Valley, who's been an amazing running back. The duel of running backs last week between Prothrow and Olito Thompson of Concord. And Prothrow won in a huge way. A game going on in the Central Coast section out there in the peninsula, my old neck of the woods. Before Brentwood, I lived in South San Francisco. And it's Burlingame leading Half Moon Bay 10-0. $20 games going on at the same time on the PlayOn Sports Network. Pretty awesome. I'm just so happy to be working for this company. It really provided me an opportunity to get to do what I love and continue to perfect my craft. Some more scores. Independence leading 14-0 over Sobrato. That's another game going on in the Central Coast section down there in San Jose. Some other action. Pittsburgh leading Heritage 27-9 at halftime. San Leandro over Ensenal 14-10 at half in that one on Ensenal's homecoming. And El Cerrito, like I said, they play tomorrow. That's why I couldn't see their score. St. Mary's at St. Mary's tomorrow. Perfection on the line for the Gauchos, trying to go to 9-0. And Salesian also plays tomorrow, the other league game. So this is the only Tri-County Rock game going on tonight. Salesian and Berean Christian will play tomorrow on the campus of Salesian High in Richmond. Also another afternoon game. Both Salesian and St. Mary's do not have lights. Therefore, they play Saturday afternoon games. I actually want to say St. Mary's has lights, but just in the neighborhood they play in, I think they'd rather play them Saturday day games. But that is going to do it for the halftime show here. And like I said, the Valley Christian Vikings trailing 14-0 at the halftime break. So, folks, Friday Night Football will return in just a few minutes with the start of the second half right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, Go to playonsports.com/SBP.
You're watching PlayOnSports.com's presentation of Friday Night Football live from Pinole, California. Michael K. Smith, a.k.a. Mike on the mic. And it's Pinole Valley to receive the second half kickoff. They have the lead 14-0. They have the fans here, homecoming night. And they have a cloud of smoke rising up above the field. That must be from maybe the barbecue pit. The return, a short one, as the kick itself was not a very deep kick for Valley Christian. It was a low squib kick, which gets returned out to the 35-yard line for the Spartans, their own 35-yard line. Pinole Valley with the big Spartans logo in midfield in blue. Trip set to the right side of the field, one receiver near side. And it's a give to the man with wide open room at the 30, 20. No one's going to catch him into the end zone. No! He was actually shoved down at about the 1-yard line for Pinole Valley. The big fella with the carry there. And I couldn't quite make up who even got the ball, as this second play is a touchdown for the Spartans. Max Lavelle punches it in from a yard out. 21-0. Make that 20-0. I've got a little ahead of myself. They have yet to attempt the extra point. The extra point is good. And so now it is 21-0. Pinole Valley up on top. And if this was a game of Madden, this game would be done and over with. Mercy rule at 21 points. Spartans with a shutout at the moment. They're pitching a shutout, I should say. Pinole Valley pitching a shutout, giving plenty of reasons for these fans to cheer about. All right, folks, so the running back there with that big run, it was hard for me to see his jersey number. It was number 4, Josh Powell, who had the long breakaway run to set up the eventual 1-yard score for Max Lavelle. Josh Powell, top returner to this team. 6'1", 190-pound back. And really has put his team out in front by a large margin. An onside kick attempt for Pinole Valley. And the returner for Valley Christian gets absolutely demolished along the near sideline. Pinole Valley is not playing around. A big-time smack put on there by the returner who caught the onside kick. And he made sure not to fumble the ball away. But that was one of them ooh hits, as one of the fans is explaining right now. And so Valley Christian to take over offensively here. Runs the ball, rush to the right side. Or make that the left side of the field, I'm sorry. Second down and about 4 after the 6-yard pickup. Pinole Valley looking to win their 3rd out of 4 games, trying to propel themselves into the playoff picture for the North Coast Section Division II playoff bracket, which is unbelievable to think that the playoffs are going to be starting in 2 more weeks. Second down, toss play, ball loose, and someone gets on top of it for Valley Christian, but then another hard hit put on by the Pinole Valley Spartans. And they're looking like a lumber yard right now as they're really laying down the wood on some of these Valley Christian Vikings. Valley Christian does recover their own fumble on that play. It'll be 3rd down and about 11. They had a 2nd and 4, but that fumble on the toss play backs the ball up quite a bit. So now it's 3rd and long for the Vikings. 3 receiver set with 2 receivers near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Volpatti in a shotgun, fakes the ball, now throws it near sideline, and just as he has done many times tonight, floats the ball a little too far, intended for his receiver Clayton Carter. They have looked for that fade route all night tonight, have the Valley Christian Vikings, when they have passed the ball. And they have been unsuccessful a number of times. 4th down coming, and Valley Christian is going to have to punt the ball away. Punt on the way from Volpatti. Gets touched, but no flags fly for punter interference. It takes a bounce and then kind of sticks around the area. Is quick to down it for Valley Christian. This is number 28, Preston Jung. Clock stops, 9 minutes and about 15 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Pinole Valley, who has scored already early in this 2nd half. They got the ball to start the 2nd half, leading 14-0. And a big-time breakaway run from Josh Powell placed them all the way down at the Valley Christian 1-yard line. Powell, who I thought had initially gotten into the end zone, as fans stood up in front of me, seemed like he had wide open room, but players were catching up to him from Valley Christian side. I don't know if he slipped and tripped over a blade of grass or if he was shoved down to the ground just before getting into the end zone. As a run here on this first play makes a 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain picked up by Josh Powell. But yeah, they did punch it in. A play later, Max Lavelle punched it in and made it 21-0. And they're looking to strike again on the Spartans. 3 receivers set to the far side, a receiver near side, all used as blockers for the run up the middle. And that's the same kind of formation they had when Powell broke away free of the defense for that very long and energizing run, which came so close to scoring a touchdown. This time, however, he only picks up about 2 yards on that previous play to make 3rd and 5. 3 receivers lined up near side this time for the Spartans. The give goes to Javari Shepard. Make that Isaiah Lewis. No, it was Javari Shepard. I was correct the first time. But there is another penalty that is going to be called. And what do you know? The same thing that plagued Pinole Valley back in the first half is a disease that has yet been cured. Makes it now 4th and long, and they're going to have to punt the ball away. Josh Powell with the pink socks. A lot of Pinole Valley's players wearing pink gear, pink socks, pink towel in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. Punt taken, missed tackle. Still on his feet is the return man, that being Clayton Carter. As I thought Carter would have called a fair catch. And that punt coverage team quick down the field for Pinole Valley, but Clayton Carter did not do so. He caught the ball, made some defenders miss down the far sideline, getting into Pinole Valley. But there is a penalty that goes against Valley Christian. I think it's going to be a block in the back or some kind of an illegal hold. So the ball will now be backed up to behind and back into Valley Christian territory. Like I said, Valley Christian with the white on white, black numbers, red outline, black names on the back of the jerseys above the number. Formation here for Volpatti, who rolls out to his left side, looking to picked off by Pinole Valley. An interception with maybe a fumble at the end. It looked like the ball came loose, but the Spartans got back on top of it. The interception made by number 22, Eric Chandler, who has been defensively. He's what you want for the Spartans, really reacts to pass as well. Or maybe just the passes have been right into his direction. It is an interception for Chandler and his Pinole Valley Spartan teammates. And the return on the interception goes all the way to the 30-yard line of Valley Christian. An injured player for Pinole who limps off. 5, Isaiah Hall, a linebacker. Hopefully he is okay. But Pinole Valley in good business once again. Delayed handoff with a fumble. And get on top of their own fumble this time. It will, so Pinole Valley, which has not really had a case of fumbleitis tonight, but the fumble did, were lucky enough to recover it. So it'll be a 3-yard pick, 7 for the Spartans, who already nothing advantage over their opponent tonight, the Valley Christian Vikings. That running back goes up and over the offensive line. And that's Max Lavelle. Showing some ups and trying to jump over. He picks up 2 yards to make 3rd and 5. Or actually, yeah, third and 5 for the Spartans. 4 receivers in all, 2 split far out and 2 bunched in. But it's a sweep run to the left side. Shepard, the ball carrier. And Shepard, Pinole Valley, another Spartans first down. And their offense has just been able to do whatever they have wanted to do against Valley Christian. So once have they come up empty on a drive and had to punt. They have scored 4 of 5 drives tonight. Davis, under some duress, escaped a couple tackles, but in the end was brought down. After he eluded some tacklers, and the tacklers that he eluded were still with him. It's not got past him. He missed some tackles, but they were still kept good balance on their feet. We have another injury on the field, folks. And I think it is someone from Pinole, someone from Valley Christian, who is on his back. We'll wait to see who that is. Once again, the player's down to a knee for Pinole. Couple of injuries tonight. Folks, if PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for high school football or for Friday night football action, but it's also of high school playoff and championship events in all sports, boys and girls. From sports.com, high school sports lives here. And that player is DeMaurier Blackwell, who will get up on his own feet, walk off the field. Getting escorted by that training staff for Valley Christian. And so we're almost ready to resume after the injury timeout. Clock with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Javari Shepard left side, who is pushed out of bounds. Folks, we're going to try to figure out what the problems are technically. But for those of you that are wondering why picture cutout, our camera, something with the cords, we're trying to get that. Hopefully you don't mind just a radio broadcast at the moment. It'll be third down and third and 19. Trips left and a handoff, which doesn't have a chance to gain any momentum or steam. Front, plug that up quickly. Timeout on the field, flags fly. As the quarterback will go to the sidelines to talk to his head coach. Once again, against the Spartans, the Vikings will decline the penalty, as it will now be fourth down. A player getting on the sidelines for Pinole Valley. Number 55, and a long field goal attempt here for Jonathan Bowie. Bowie's kick is up, just misses short of the goalpost. Jonathan Bowie, who attempted a 40-plus yard kickoff, about a yard shy of a long field goal. It looked good off the boot of Bowie. And as it was getting closer and closer, it started off its trajectory, falling just in front of the goalpost. So turnover, and the Vikings now have the ball with a run to the left side. First play here of this session. They picked up maybe a couple of inches to warrant the scoreboard announcer to call it 2nd and 9, but it really looked like who have just had a rough night overall. Offensively, they've looked good until it's come time to convert in crucial situations, and they haven't done so. They have had some stops, as was the case in the previous drive for Pinole Valley, but they have also let Pinole Valley score 3 tonight. And with no unanswered points for Valley Christian, tough night. Volpatti kept it himself on that play prior, or the previous play, I should say. Quarterback option to the right side. And Volpatti picks up 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Vikings. Volpatti side. And I think Pinole Valley's defense doing a great job of swarming in back into the backfield again. And yes, they do stop the run play there. for a loss of about a yard. So it'll now be 4th and 4. Lost 4 to Vikings on that run. 4th and 4. And they are going to have to punt the ball as they're in their own territory. Already down 21-0. They have not converted a 4th down tonight. And you don't want to run the risk of not converting again and having Pinole Valley in excellent field territory to get an easier score than what would be to call and give themselves a little bit of breathing room. A high, wobbly punt that takes a bounce. It looked to go towards the sideline, but then bounced back inside, more inside to the field. So a Viking bounce is what it did there. And then it was downed at the 32. Make that the 33-yard line. 5 left to play here in the 3rd quarter from Duker Stadium on the campus of Pinole Valley High School in Pinole, California, with the Pinole Valley Spartans leading here on homecoming night. I am Michael Smith. You can barely hear me with the band playing, but they've been playing pretty good tonight, so I don't mind it. Javar with the carry. Steam going on that run. Very fast on his feet is Shepard. Picked up about 3 yards before he was driven back by the Vikings defense. Second and 6 for the Spartans, who lead 21-0. Davis looking across the field, across the middle of the field for an intended target. Fires there, a bit too high and out of the reach for his intended target. And that pass was intended for Octavia. And there's the homecoming queen. She is below and to the right of me with her and Spectre. Third down now for the Spartans. It's Davis dropping back, and the Vikings, they get their first turnover of the night, and it looks like it's going to be a pick 6 as there's plenty of room in front of the field, and it is a touchdown on an interception for Valley Christian. They finally get on the board here with 1:10 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Joshua, linebacker, senior, 6'2", 170-pounder, the throw, and took it for Pater. So Josh Kadara lighting up the visiting stands as everyone got on their feet and was hooting and hollering. Finally, something goes, whether it be offensively or defensively in this game. The extra point is up and it's good. And so what was a tough hole to climb out of at 21-0 is seemingly got a little bit easier after that pick 6 interception. Josh Kadara. The first turnover of the evening for Pinole Valley. And now the cheerleaders for Valley Christian with their pink waving them up in the air. And this whole pink breast cancer awareness thing is really taken to new heights, as for the first time ever in NFL history, there will be pink flags for penalty flags in a game. So far, the only game I know that's jumped on board is the Jets and the Dolphins in New York, as a fan wrote to the NFL and said, I really like what you're doing with the whole breast cancer awareness thing, you know, having the players wear pink stuff. And I think that you should have pink flags in one of your games. And so Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, said, I think we can do that. And so, for penalty flags, which is a change from the customary yellow flags for penalty flags. in an NFL game this weekend, the Jets and the Dolphins. And the Pinole Valley receiving the kickoff after the Valley Christian Vikings get on the board for the first time tonight on an interception. And a promising return was taken away very quickly as Valley Christian swarmed to the ball carrier. It looked like there was going to be a bunch of room here near side on the return. But a tackle up high for the Vikings also gave the referees a chance to throw their flags on the field again. We've seen a lot of penalties tonight. And I think they're going to call the horse collar tackle against Valley Christian. That's what I would indicate. And yeah, it will be a horse collar tackle against the defense. And so Pinole Valley will get some help. Their return will have some more yardage added to the end of it, thanks to the horse collar penalty against the Vikings. Clock stopped at 1 minute and 8 seconds. 21-7 is your score, and the picture is you can hear me and see some live footage for you Valley Christian fans out there. Sorry that we did not have the interception. I know you guys have had the wonderful privilege of having us cover all of your games so far this season. So for you to have not seen your first touchdown tonight, I do apologize and I'm sorry. Hopefully my audio gave you great enough coverage. But believe me, it was a dandy. Josh Kadara, the man who got the Vikings on the board, thanks to an interception return, which he picked off what looked to be a deep post route across the middle of the field. And he found a big crease on the left side. A lot of wide open room as there was a lot of the Pinole Valley offensive players already upfield on that third down. It was a pass play all the way on 3rd and long. So there's really no one in the area once Kadara took the ball, I'd say about 10 yards from where he intercepted the ball. You knew that he was going to punch it in for 6. I don't even think Usain Bolt could have tracked down Kadara on that interception return. I mean, he was completely wide open to get that ball into the end zone along the left side of the field. Things still getting sorted out right now on the field with the horse collar tackle on the return for Pinole Valley. Pinole Valley has definitely been called for more penalties tonight than Valley Christian. But it's Valley Christian's penalty at the moment that has taken the longest time to get sorted out. It's really been a long break here in action. So, folks, I'll go with the announcement here, and that is to stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And if you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you were enjoying here tonight, tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the Mic, here with you. Play On Sports Friday night, live from Duker Stadium in Pinole, California. And we are set to resume. Pinole Valley fumbles the ball there. Looked to be a bad exchange from the center to the quarterback. But they do jump back on top of their own fumble. Right place at the right time. Davis, the quarterback, falling on the ball. Davis with them bright yellow sleeves and the yellow leggings with the pink socks pulled up. 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Spartans leading by 14, 21-7. 3 receivers to the right, and it's a run to Powell up the middle, who's still dragging defender by his legs, or dragging a defender who's trying to make the leg tackle on him. A powerful run for some positive yards there by Powell. And that will run out the final seconds here in this third quarter. So, folks, one more quarter left to play from Duker Stadium on the campus of Pinole Valley High School in Pinole, California. The Spartans will have the ball when we come back. They already have the lead, 21-7. And folks, PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. I have a guy in front of me, Christopher McCants, and I've got to know if Christopher McCants actually went on to play ball at San Jose State, or if he's just wearing that hat because they have the same logo as his high school, the Pinole Valley Spartans. He has a snapback. That's the new trend in hats these days. I'm still a traditionalist. I like my old New Era 5150 fitted cap. Third down coming as we resume from the break in action in between the third and fourth quarters. Another fumble, but Davis picks it up, is now running to his right. Looked like he was going to throw. Still on his feet, has blocking. Now tries to hurdle a defender at the Valley Christian 40-yard line, that being number 28, Anthony Souza for the, I'm sorry, wrong team. He tried to hurdle Preston Jung of Valley Christian, but there is another penalty flag on the field. My goodness, we have seen so many penalties tonight, especially against Pinole Valley, just after they've gotten some really big runs tonight. And this one, no different, as it'll be a holding call against Pinole Valley, and this one's really going to back them up. Actually, they had 2 penalties go against them. There was a hold along with maybe 2 holding calls. I think there was 2 separate holding calls. And it's going to be third and almost a whole nother football field. Third and about 30 for the Pinole Valley Spartans. As to get a first down, they need to get to the 50, but the ball is placed all the way down to 20. So, yeah, it's exactly third and 30. A handoff on third down, which results in nothing picked up there. And so Pinole Valley, who has let some opportunities get away from them due to some really bad holding calls. And that was another one. They had a first down inside of Valley Christian territory on a play of which was made with great athleticism, great improvisation by the sophomore quarterback Davis, who took it off of bounds. The ball was fumbled, and then he was almost sacked. Evan Davis got the first down, but it wasn't meant to be. Pinole Valley punts the ball here, and the ball is downed at the Viking 25-yard line. So Valley Christian has a lot of catching up to do, down 14, but they have a lot of time to do that catching up. Their lone score of the night came here in the second half. It was a third quarter interception that went the distance for a touchdown. Josh Kadara. But they do still trail in this game. Instead of 21, it's a 14-point margin. It's Howard Weichel on the run left side. And Weichel as fast as a motorcycle there on that run. My best Dr. Seuss imitation there of trying to find a rhyming word to describe the run of the name Weichel. Like I said, furious pace there on that run as if he was on a Harley. And he picks up about 8 yards on that run to the left side. Near side towards us. Like I said, I am joined tonight by Zach Farmer, who's the producer, and James Davies, the videographer. I formation here for second down for the Vikings. Howard Weichel trying to once again run away from this time the big man for Pinole Valley. That being Deontay Reynolds, who last year was an all-ACCAL first-team defensive lineman, but there is going to be a timeout taken after the run there. It's going to be another penalty. A holding this time against Valley Christian, so the down will be repeated, but from a way further distance. Instead of second down, well, that would have been a first down because they picked up the necessary yards there, did Weichel. But now the situation has changed to about a 2nd and 12 for the Vikings. But the man who was chasing down Weichel for Pinole Valley, Deontay Reynolds, 6'5", 310 pounds. That kind of body type is rarely ever seen in high school. Quick slant, fired towards the left side of the field. Clayton Carter, the intended receiver, and he cannot get it as good coverage on the field from Pinole Valley took that pass away from him as the defender reached in at the last moment to bat the ball away. But talking more about Deontay Reynolds, that 6'5", 300-pound lineman for Pinole Valley. He's been getting some looks by some big-time schools in the Pac-12. Washington made their first offer along with Colorado, Washington State, and Utah, the others to make offers as the Vikings look deep down the field for Clayton Carter. Volpatti with the throw, which is not on the money. Fourth down coming for the Vikings. And with the ball placed at their own 25-yard line, you'd have to think this is a punting situation for Valley Christian. But Deontay Reynolds, the big man on the defensive line, is yet to say where he's going, which offer he's going to take. Like I said, 4 offers on the board as a long sky-high punt. And a really good punt for Vince Volpatti and the Vikings. However, flags fly once again. And I think, at least according to what my producer Zach Farmer is saying, this looks to be a running into the kicker penalty, and it is. So that will put Valley Christian back out onto the field offensively, as it's going to give them an automatic first down. And the holding penalties are one thing, but running into the kicker is just a foolish penalty because you should know that he's safe. You know just not to go anywhere near the punter. I know you're trying to block the punt, but with the 14-point lead, you don't need to be so reckless. And that was the case for Pinole Valley. They got a little reckless there. And in doing so, they hurt themselves because they would have had a chance to get on the field offensively, maybe run a lot of the clock off, and keep the ball out of the hands of the Vikings, who are trailing and trying to make a comeback. Instead, the Vikings now get the ball back, and with still plenty of time, 9 minutes and 38 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Valley Christian Vikings really got bailed out on that penalty. This is an opportunity they need to make the most out of. A running into the kicker penalty against Pinole Valley. A man slow to get off the field for Pinole Valley is number 68. That'll be Dominic Bow, one of a senior lineman to look out for, 5'9", 240-pounder. Second and about a yard for the Vikings. It's Weichel on the carry. Weichel up the middle and through the left guard, left tackle gap. And Weichel, I believe, with forward progress, had enough to pick up the first down. He did, as he was pushed back, but like I said, forward progress gave him the first down. And the ball across the 50 and into Pinole Valley territory. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Pinole Valley 48-yard line. I formation, it's Weichel slashing and dashing to the right side. Once again, forward progress will give him about 2 to 3 yards before he is driven back. And now there's some pushing and shoving going on at the end of the play. A flag has already flown, and now a second flag flies out. We'll see if both teams are going to get whistled for something or if it's just going to be a double penalty against Pinole Valley, as frustration starting to play into part for the Spartans of Pinole. All right, so there was 2 penalties on the play, and as I stated first, there will be 2 personal foul penalties against each, or 2 personal foul penalties on the field, 1 for each team. So the penalties will cancel out each other, and so they'll just redo 2nd and 7. And now the cheerleaders from Pinole are going to make their voices heard, as this is a chance to really rally on the fans who have kind of become complacent with the game and have gotten more into their cell phones and other conversations. Some fans have even already left here on homecoming. But for the most part, it's still a pretty packed crowd here at Duker Stadium. A long huddle for the Vikings. 8 minutes and some seconds left over, about 8 seconds left over here in the 4th quarter. To continue on Pinole Valley's jerseys, like I said, they're the blue helmets with the blue face masks, and they have the San Jose State Spartans logo on each side of their helmet. There are blue jerseys with yellow numbers outlined in white, both on the front and on the back. Above the numbers on the front, it reads Spartans. There's a yellow stripe running down the sides, which also kind of coincides with the yellow stripes down the sides of their blue pants. And they have a white stripe that comes up above the shoulder. Below the white stripe is a Spartans logo near the sleeves, as Howard Weichel gets a really good block from his receiver, Clayton Carter, who laid out Max Lavelle and really gave Weichel a whole bunch of green to work with. Weichel will pick up the first down. There is a flag on the field. Will that be an illegal block? I mean, Clayton Carter just came in and absolutely annihilated Max Lavelle. And yeah, it'll be a block in the back against Clayton Carter and the Vikings, and Carter is dumbfounded right now. He's saying, I don't know where they're going to get off calling that. That looked to be a clean block to me. At least that's in the words of Carter. I'm not saying myself. Myself, like I said, that was a really good block for what it was as far as a fan perspective and broadcaster perspective, but looked like it could have definitely went either way. I didn't really see him get in front of him. I did see him kind of come from the side, I think that's where they're going to make the call. So it backs the Vikings up some yards, and second down, a fumbled snap. And, wow, another fumble as the snap was fumbled. Then when Volpatti tried to give it off to his running back, Harris, he was hit so hard that the ball popped up from his reach, went backwards into the grasp and arms of the quarterback, Volpatti, and then Volpatti was brought down. So that was like a triple fumble on that play. Luckily for Valley Christian, they do recover. And so it'll be 3rd and long for the Vikings. 3rd and about 11. Ball placed at the Pinole Valley 49-yard line. I formation behind Volpatti. Receivers moving around. Hunter Schaefer, the receiver near side. There's 2 receivers far side, that being Dalrymple and Clayton Carter. And a delay of game called against Valley Christian. So they have taken too long to get the play going. So it'll be 3rd and 16 now for the Vikings. And I've got the one Pinole Valley alum in front of me who I guess is in charge of putting everything together for the 10-year reunion. As Volpatti rolls out to his right side, looked as if he wanted to throw down the field, and then just jetted down the sidelines and towards the first down marker. He was tackled close to the first down marker. And how close is the question? I guess he came a yard shy. And they're still trying to figure it out. In these kind of situations, when it's that close, I think they should really bring the yard markers out there and do a measurement. And that's what they are doing. They are going to measure now, close to the sidelines. And the Valley Christian fans erupt because the refs are signaling that, yes, Volpatti did pick up enough yardage to get the first down. A quarterback sprint as he rolled out to his right side looking for someone to throw, did not find anyone, and said, I'm just going to take off. And showed off his amazing speed. Volpatti, a converted running back, having to come in to play quarterback for the injured Thiemann Taylor. And a handoff to Weichel with another fierce and powerful run. And Weichel delivers his Valley Christian Viking blow at the end there by really knocking some pads with the defender at the shoulder level. And so some 2 great rips of runs from the Vikings now have the Vikings in good business. I formation behind Volpatti. Toss right side. Good blocking ahead of Weichel, who stumbles forward for a gain of about 5. Just under 6 minutes left to play here in the game. 4th quarter. Valley Christian trying to make this a 1-score game if they can get a touchdown. They trail 21-7 at the moment. Receivers split far along each side. I formation, it's a give to Weichel again, who gets great blocking left side. Then cuts across to the middle and into the end zone. I don't see any flags, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Vikings. Howard Weichel, who not only is quick on his feet, but can also put on some good moves and juke out defenders, whether it be to the left side or right side. And all starts with the great blocking he got up front by the left side. Credited to the All-Americans there on that left side of the line. Logan McCone and Sean Flynn. An extra point try for Valley Christian is up and good by the sophomore Sam Marco. And so with 5 minutes and 29 seconds left to play here in this game, it is now only a one-score advantage for the hometown Spartans, who at one point in time led 21-0. That was early in the third quarter. But the Valley Christian Vikings have stormed back in typical Viking fashion as they got an interception return to the house for a score to get them on the board. And I think that's the play of the game right now as it stands, because Pinole Valley really had all the momentum, and a successful drive would have made things potentially 24 or 28-0, but that interception returned for a touchdown made things 21-7. Since then, Pinole Valley has not had the same offensive rhythm. They've had to punt the ball. And Valley Christian taking advantage of some strong defensive and offensive line play. Defensive line holding things up front for the not letting the Pinole Valley run game go anywhere. And their offensive line has just opened up these gaping holes for which Weichel can run through. Looking for some scores, if I can update you on some. And it is a final in one of our games covered on the PlayOn Sports Network. Sobrato and Independence out there in the South Bay, with Sobrato winning 28-17 in that one. And the one I like right here, Joe Prothro's 5-yard touchdown puts Clayton Valley up 35-21 with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. So Joe Prothro, who many might consider the player of the year in the East Bay, he has really taken a team in the Castro, or in the team such as the Clayton Valley Eagles, and has made them prominent. They were a team that wasn't picked to do so well. And another score, Deer Valley and Freedom leading 34-14 with 1:44 left in that one. So Freedom will go on to win, it looks like, pretty easily in that game. And so for them, they will clinch the BVAL title tonight with that victory over Deer Valley. Deer Valley, if they would have won, could have created a pretty jumbled up tie above the top of the league standings, but Freedom showing it's the class of the BVAL. Dangerous team with some dangerous playmakers. And look at this score in the end of the third quarter. College Park 61-6 over Ignacio Valley. Kickoff once again gets blown dead by the refs. Encroachment on the Vikings, their kickoff squad, past the line of which you need to be to kick it off. So the kick will be backed up 5 yards. Well, the ball will be backed up 5 yards, and we'll have a re-kick. A one-score game. The Vikings have clawed back 14 unanswered points to make a 21-14 score. A low squib kick, which takes some bounces away from the return team for Pinole Valley. Having to run back and chase it down is the returner, who is escaping tackles at will. And I believe that was Javari Shepard, maybe Amani Williams, one of the two on the return. Javari Shepard, the man on the return. So Pinole Valley will be looking to inch closer and closer to putting this game away. Meanwhile, Valley Christian, with a stop here, can really get themselves in good territory, or good position to maybe potentially tie this game up. Pinole Valley deep within their own territory, fumbles the ball, and Valley Christian picks it up and puts it into the end zone for a touchdown. 2 defensive touchdowns tonight for the Valley Christian Vikings. Pinole Valley was inside their 20. It was a handoff to the back who had it stripped from him. I believe Isaiah Lewis was the running back. No, actually it was the quarterback, Davis, who had it himself. Gets it stripped. Loose ball picked up by a defender for Valley Christian. And it was an easy pickup and jaunt into the end zone for the score. Did you see the number of who recovered that? And so a penalty going against Pinole Valley will create a re-kick. And Valley Christian seems to be going for 2 here. This Vikings team, coached by John Perella, a former player in the NFL, defensive lineman with the Oakland Raiders, San Diego Chargers. And he's a guy that believes in playing for the win. An extra point would tie this game. A 2-point conversion would take the lead. And Howard Weichel storms his way, steamrolls his way into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. 22-21, and the fans over there on the sideline across from me for Valley Christian are going absolutely bonkers. They cannot believe it. Their team coming back from down 21-0 here on the road in Pinole, facing a new league opponent. These two teams have never met before coming into tonight's game. Even though Pinole Valley's been around since 1967, Valley Christian has only been around since 2008. An older school going up against a newer school in their first ever meeting between the two. And if the leagues stay the same, they will be meeting against each other. This will not be the last time. I'll say this is the first of many matchups between the two schools. And what a comeback I have witnessed tonight here in the city of Pinole at Duker Stadium. 22-21. Another squib kick that takes some bounces and eventually rolls into the end zone. And can Pinole Valley respond? That is the question. Their offense looked so good in that first half. And even the first possession of the second half. But after that interception taken back to the house from Valley Christian to finally get the Vikings on the board, which nixed the whole shutout concept for Pinole Valley, threw that out the door. The Spartans have not been the same team. They have fumbled the ball. They have committed a lot more turnovers. And now they run the ball, and with very little vigor or passion or want to even be on the field right now, I think they're just starting to get the feeling that they can't come out of this game alive with the W. They're not finishing off plays. A loss of yardage on that last run makes 2nd and 11. Run to the right, to the left side, and just as I said it, offense was lacking things. There goes Javari Shepard bursting through the field and scampering for a long chunk of yards. Javari Shepard, the speedster, shot out like a cannon and races down the left sideline on a toss play past the midfield marker and for a first down and more, a lot more. Jakar Dixon trying to twist and turn him away from tackles there on the run up the middle. And he picks up about 4 yards on the run. And there they are. Class of 2002 taking their picks. And this guy says he's not 0-2. And so Pinole Valley's got some good things going for him right now. And it was the 2002 team who, well, actually, 2000, they were the ACCAL champions in 2000 and 2001. I don't have their 2001 stats, but I know in 2000 they were the 3 seed. As they run up the middle, stuffed on a 4th down by Valley Christian. And so Pinole Valley, or a 3rd down was stuffed there. And so now it'll be 4th down and a decision for Davis and the offense. But yeah, the 2000 team was the number 3 seed. They went 9-1 in the regular season and lost to number 2 San Leandro at Burrell Field in the 2nd round of the 4A East Bay bracket. But Pinole Valley really went on a run in the 2000s, going to the playoffs in 2000, 2001, 2002, an injury on the field, and a timeout taken by Pinole Valley. Folks, please stay tuned for the post-game, PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all of the action from this ball game. This second half has completely went the other way from what we saw in the first half. We don't even know who our player of the game will be, but when we do know that, we'll try to get an interview with that person. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. But yeah, Pinole Valley was so dominant in the 2000s, always winning league, always getting into the playoffs. Into the 70s, they won 4 championships. And on a 4th down, it is the quarterback, Davis, keeping himself, looking like Houdini, escaping tacklers, now running to the left side. Will he get to the first down marker? He will not. As Valley Christian, with a bend, not break attitude and will on that 4th down stop, a play that kind of turned into free range and improvisation for the quarterback, Davis. Devin Davis for Pinole. As he looked for receivers to begin, but then realized that he was just going to have to do it all himself. And he broke about 5 tackles, but ran to his left side, trying so hard to get to the first down marker and could not do so. He was chased down by a Valley Christian defender. And so now it'll be the Vikings who have the ball with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left, and they're going to try to run out the clock, leading 22-21. And Pinole Valley is going to call a timeout. So actually, that last possession, when they call timeout, now they call one, and I believe they only have 1 timeout remaining. But I'm looking here at Pinole Valley's history. They won championships back-to-back in 1975, 1976, and also 1978 and 1979. And that was at the 3A level, which back then was the highest level of competition. And Pinole Valley was in the highest level of competition up until 2001. They used to be a 4A team. Then they moved into the 3A bracket and was in the playoffs every year, 2005, 06, 07, 08, 09. Well, actually, 2008 did not make the playoffs. That's kind of the thing. They went 6-3, 4-2 in league. Not good enough for playoffs back in 2008. If it was nowadays standards, it would be. Is they now take 16 teams compared to only 8 taken back in 2008. They were also in the playoffs in 2009, 2010, 2011 last year. So Pinole Valley really in danger if they don't lose, or if they don't win tonight and they don't win next week, of not qualifying for the playoffs, which would be a first in about 10 years. Well, the first in 5 years, I'm sorry, because they did, like I said, they didn't make it in 08. Valley Christian giving the ball off to Weichel. Make that A.J. Harris the fullback. No, it was Weichel. And it'll be 3rd and 9. Once again, jumbo backfield for the Vikings. And it's Volpatti, the quarterback, keeping it himself as he rolls to the left side and dives with the full extension towards the first down marker. A rollout and scramble to the right side for Vince Volpatti and the Vikings of Valley Christian. And if they did get the first down here, then this game is essentially over, even though there is still 1 minute, 10 seconds left. But Pinole Valley would not have enough timeouts to stop the Vikings from just taking a knee. The ball spot very crucial right now. And trying to see how close that is. It is pretty darn close, right on the nose. Everyone just huddling around for Pinole Valley to see what it is. Meanwhile, I believe Valley Christian taking a timeout. No, it's just time taken for the measurement. And so here it is. This could win the game for Valley Christian right now if it is to be a first down, if they got enough, but it doesn't look like it. So Pinole Valley, at least for the moment, still in this game. But they need to stop the Vikings here on what is going to be 4th and inches. And can it be the big man, Deontay Reynolds, to maybe get in there, stop this run from happening for a first down, and give the Pinole Valley Spartans a chance to do some business? Run! And it'll be a first down picked up by Valley Christian. Howard Weichel burst through the line. He looked to be stopped shy, but he picks up the first down. And so Howard Weichel gives his team enough yardage to get the win. And now, victory formation for the Vikings as they kneel down. And the comeback of all comebacks in the games I have broadcasted this year, the best comeback I've seen right here at Duker Stadium in Pinole, California, as the Valley Christian Vikings come back from down 21-0 to pick up the road win and improve to 7-2 overall on the season. 22-21 here is the final score from Duker Stadium on the campus of Pinole Valley High School. So, folks, what a comeback we've seen. A second half everything went right. Defense, offense dialed in, but it was ultimately the defense with 2 touchdowns coming through for the Vikings. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to our PlayOnSports.com post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show. We'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, it's the Valley Christian Vikings defeating the Pinole Valley Spartans 22-21 on Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. I'm going to go get Josh Kadar.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, folks, welcome back to the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where I have finally caught up with our player of the game, and he is Josh Kadara, senior linebacker / defensive back, member of the Valley Christian Vikings, whose team made a comeback for the ages, old and young, especially a lot of people scanning different generations here for Pinole Valley's fans, who I'm sure aren't too happy. Their homecoming night kind of getting spoiled by this man and his team. Talking to Mr. Kadar, once again, Josh Kadar of the Valley Christian Vikings, whose team pulled off the improbable upset, 22-21, to win the game after they were down 21-0 at one point in time. So, Josh, really quickly, you guys are down 14-0 at halftime. We'll just, cut to the chase and get to that point. 14-0 at halftime, and you gave up a big score in the pass play, and it seemed like they were just running all over you guys to set up their other score. What was kind of the message that Coach was giving you at halftime, or the players were just, what was kind of the mood, the attitude like?
The attitude, it was, the team, like you could feel some of them were kind of folding, but most of them, all the ones that are playing, they still kept heart. Coaches was saying we've done this before. We played Sequoia last year. They're as big as this team. We can come back. That kind of stuff.
And then when you got down 21-0, you gave up that first touchdown right away to start the game. Of course, Pinole Valley opened the second half kickoff, and then they scored right away on the big run. Then what were you thinking? Down 21-0. In Madden, that's normally a mercy rule. The game's over. But luckily, this is real-life football, and you guys still had a lot of time to catch up.
Still
had the same message?
Yeah, it was still the same message. It was just, 21 looks like a lot, but that's 3 points.
Well, then it's 21-0. You guys get the ball back. You give it right back to them. And so now, they have a chance to make this 28-0 if they score again. They've already scored at that point 4 or 5 times, or 3 or 4 times on you guys. And they're looking to make it 4 or 5. But then you make the play that really, I think, took this game, changed the whole momentum swing out of balance. You make the interception on a 3rd and long play for them. You stepped up in the middle of what looked to be a deep slant or post route. You caught the ball. You said you were telling me right place at the right time when we got you over here.
Yeah.
And everyone being it was 3rd and long, everyone was going deep. So really, everyone was already up the field. You didn't have much men to beat on your way towards an interception to the house. What did it feel like to make the pick? You're talking about how you felt that you didn't have that great of a first half. You yourself personally, calling yourself the scapegoat almost for the defensive lapses in the first half. But then to make that pick, to seal it up, and then when did you know that you were going to take this in for a touchdown?
When I saw one big lineman in front of me, and then someone just smacked him, I was like, yes, I got this.
Well, that's awesome, man. The pick six, like I said, the play of the game by far, because that changed the whole momentum. You guys made it 21-7, finally got on the board, and then you guys kept them at 21. You rattled off another straight 15 more points. And I guess just really quickly, what was the mood like when Coach was going for 2? Did you?
Oh, I was terrified. I didn't know. Well, actually, it was a mix between terrified, because there's some part of me that just said, if we don't get it, we're going to score again. We're going to do all that we can. And then the other part said, we're in my opinion, the best running team in our league. And I'm like, if there's any team that's going to get it, it's going to be us.
Well, you guys sure didn't let yourselves beat you. You beat up on Pinole Valley. First time you've ever met you two teams. Mm-hmm. And then now, to wrap this whole thing up, next week, final home game of the regular season against one of the biggest rivals in the BFL, Salesian, comes to town. You pumped? You ready for that?
I'm ready for that.
Senior night?
Yeah, there's definitely last week. We've never been Berean before, and I've never been so juiced for a game in my life. And so, Salesian, I'm probably going to need to take 2 monsters before the game. Just go crazy. It's going to be great.
Yeah. That is going to be awesome. Well, hey, man, I wish you the best of luck next week. And, whatever the case, Play On Sports will be there to broadcast that last regular season finale for you guys, your last regular season game next week at Chabot College when you guys host the Salesian pride. So the Valley Christian Vikings improve to 7-2 overall, and they get up above 500 in league, 3-2 in the newly formed Tri-Counties Athletic League Rock Division. And so you guys are in good position to make the playoffs and see if you can keep it rocking and rolling the momentum as you dip into this playoff run. So, folks, once again, give it up for our player of the game, none other than Josh Kadara. Stepped in, got the interception, made it a pick six, changed this game around, got his Vikings on the scoreboard, and from there they never looked back. He is our player of the game tonight, folks, on this PlayOnSports.com coverage of the Valley Christian Vikings winning 22-21 over Pinole Valley.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, folks, welcome back to Pinole, California, Duker Stadium here, PlayOnSports.com post-game show. Michael Smith, and like I said, it was an incredible comeback made by the visiting Valley Christian Vikings from Dublin, who were down 21-0 at one point in time in this game. We already kind of recapped the first half. I'll just quickly recap the second half. Josh Kadara changes everything. He was our player of the game. As he got that interception, took it to the house to finally get his team on the board to make it 21-7. And then from there, 2 more unanswered scores. It would be a run from Howard Weichel to make it 21-14, and then another defensive touchdown, this time on a fumble recovery. Pinole Valley had the ball deep inside their own 10-yard line. They fumble, and Valley Christian picks up the fumble and easily gets into the house. And then head coach John Perella, who uses his league experience playing in the NFL, saying, I think we can get this, goes for 2, goes for the win instead of settling for the tie, and ends up coming out successful. Howard Weichel punching in the 2-point conversion, making it 22-21, and they would run out the clock and kill the chances of Pinole Valley getting a win, which would have been a comeback win of their own right, after which they led 21-0 at one point on their own homecoming. But all right, there we go. Okay, so, folks, that's going to wrap it up here from Duker Stadium. And once again, the Valley Christian Vikings on the road, their last road game of the regular season, they defeat the Pinole Valley Spartans by a final score of 22-21. We'd like to thank you guys for joining us here on our PlayOnSports.com coverage of this exciting Tri-Counties Athletic Division or Athletic League Rock Division rivalry that's going to be newly formed between Pinole Valley and Valley Christian. So be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for information and links to all of our upcoming broadcasts. For our producer, Zach Farmer, our videographer, James Davies, I am Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the Mic, signing off from Pinole Valley, like I said, and hopefully you'll join us every Friday night, or next Friday night and every Friday night on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.